Alien mom put herself up for sale to save her child. A man bought her and fell in love. The market reeked of smoke, sweat, and despair. Rows of cages lined the square, each one filled with being stripped of dignity. War captives, debtors, refugees from star systems destroyed by the endless border wars. Humans walked among them. Alien traders shouted prices, and the auctioneer staff struck the ground with a dull crack. Among them, in the farthest corner of the market, a woman stood tall despite the shackles binding her wrists. Her skin shimmered faintly, a pale blue that caught the sunlight, and her black eyes held a depth of exhaustion no child should ever witness. For at her side, clutching her leg with tiny clawed fingers, was her daughter. The girl couldn't have been older than 5, half-starved, her little tail dragging limply in the dust. The mother's name was Selah, and though she'd been offered safety if she abandoned her child, she had refused. Instead, she did the unthinkable. She placed herself up for sale. 2 bodies, the auctioneer sneered, raising his staff. But they come as one. The mother refuses to be parted from the child. Who bids? The crowd murmured discontent. Buyers wanted labor, entertainment, or flesh. Children slowed profits, made trouble. The bids were low, scornful, from the back of the crowd. Aaron Hale shifted uncomfortably. He wasn't a slaver. He wasn't even supposed to be here. He had come to markets, seeking parts for his shuttle, grounded after a fuel relay failed. But now his eyes locked on the woman, the way she pulled her daughter close, the quiet defiance in her stance, the way she would rather face chains and betray her child. The bids dwindled. The auctioneer was about to declare unsold when Aaron heard his own voice cut through the air. 500 credits. Heads snapped toward him. Too much for a useless alien mother and child. Some whispered, but the gavel slammed down. Sold. Aaron led them out of the market. Chains removed after payment. Selah walked stiffly, suspicion radiating from her. The little girl pressed against her side, trembling. You bought us, Selah said flatly. What will you have me do? Cook? Warm your bed? Work your fields? Aaron stopped. Neither. I'm taking you off this cursed planet. You look like you needed help. Her eyes narrowed. No one buys a slave just to free them. Maybe no one here, Aaron admitted, but I'm not from here. It took weeks for her to believe him. At first, Selah kept her distance, doing small tasks as though waiting for demands that never came. She mended Aaron's worn coat, cleaned the tools in his workshop, prepared food from scraps. He never asked, never ordered. He only thanked her, always gently. Her daughter, Leary, was quicker to trust. She followed Aaron like a shadow, wide-eyed as he explained each tool, each part of the ship. She loved the hum of the engines, the way lights flickered when he worked on the control panels. Aaron laughed when she climbed onto his shoulders to watch him fix wiring overhead. You'll be a mechanic before you're 10, he teased, and Leary's eyes glowed with pride. One night, as the 3 sat around a small fire outside the shuttle, Selah finally spoke. You confuse me, human. Men pay for women like me for only one thing. Her voice trembled between bitterness and fear. Why are you different? Aaron stared into the flames. Because I watched my own mother sell herself once. My father died in a raid. We had no food. She gave herself up to keep me alive. I swore if I was ever in a position to stop that from happening to someone else, I would. Selah's breath caught. For the first time, she looked at him not with suspicion, but with understanding. As weeks turned into months, their small crew of 3 began to feel like something more than circumstance. Aaron found himself smiling more often, not because of his ship or his trade, but because of the sound of Leary's laughter echoing in the narrow halls. Selah's presence softened too. Her guarded stares gave way to quiet smiles, then laughter, then long evenings of shared stories. She told him of her world, lush green oceans, spires of crystal, songs sung in the open air that carried for miles. She told him how war had taken it, how she fled with her daughter through fire and ruin. "You've lost so much," Aaron murmured one night. "And yet," Selah whispered, gazing at Leary curled up beside them, "I still have everything." The change between them was gradual, inevitable, a brush of fingers when passing a tool. Her voice soft when she called his name, his eyes lingering a moment too long on the way her smile curved. But the first time he kissed her, it was not planned. They had landed on a desolate moon to trade, and a group of scavengers cornered them, demanding fuel. When Selah stepped forward to protect Leary, one of the men raised a weapon. Aaron lunged, fought, and when the danger passed, he pulled her into his arms, breathless, shaken with the thought of losing her. Her lips found as before he could speak, desperate, grateful, real. After that, the bond grew stronger. They moved not as a rescuer and rescued, but as partners. Selah repaired navigation with him, learned to pilot. At night, they shared warmth beneath thin blankets, her daughter often crawling in between them, making them laugh at their awkward little family pile. Leary began to call him Papa without hesitation. The first time she said it, Aaron's chest tightened so fiercely he could barely speak. He glanced at Selah, half afraid she would correct the child. But Selah only smiled, her eyes shining. "She has chosen you," she said softly. "And so have I." Still, danger never lingered far. The slavers from the market had not forgotten the soft human who overpaid for worthless stock. They tracked the ship, ambushed it in orbit. "Give us the woman and child." The slaver captain sneered over comms. "You'll live." Aaron stood at the controls, rage burning through him. Not a chance. The battle was brutal, his ship battered. But Selah's sharp mind and quick reflexes saved them. She rerouted power mid-fight, stabilized shields, and when the enemy finally broke off, Aaron looked at her with awe. "You're incredible." Selah's laugh was shaky, tears running down her cheeks. "We almost died." "But we didn't," he whispered, pulling her close. "Because of you." They never returned to the markets. Instead, they carved a life together on the edges of known space. Aaron traded repairs, Selah crafted jewelry from scraps of crystal and metal, and Leary grew strong, bright, and endlessly curious. One evening, years later, as they watched the child chase fireflies on the green hill, Selah leaned into Aaron's arms. "I thought I had sold myself into chains," she murmured. "Instead, I was bought into freedom and love." Aaron kissed her temple, his voice thick with emotion. "You were never mine to own, Selah. You're my family. Always." And under the fading light of twin moons, the alien mother who once sold herself to save her child found something far rarer than survival. She found home in the heart of the man who had chosen her.